Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good morning, day, evening, whatever it happens to be. Um, it is, oh boy, it's January 23rd, 2025. Things are exciting in the political world. Stuff is happening. Uh, things are exciting in the regular world. Things are happening. And things are exciting in the inner world. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to do a meditation to help to find the place inside that isn't just reflecting what's going on in the outer world. Because if we can be the eye of the storm, the calm, then that radiates out and it affects everything within our own range. So we're going to practice doing some of these things. First off, always come to your breath. Uh, I have a very simple, basic breath that is in and out only through the nose, breathing into the diaphragm all the way down. I like to sense my solar plexus right here at the root, at the base of my rib cage. That's the attachment point of the diaphragm. The diaphragm can be a very, very calming influence for the entire body. A lot of times when we're not conscious, we're breathing up here, we're breathing through the mouth, we are creating a reactionary environment for ourselves. We're putting ourselves into fight or flight or sympathetic nervous system, which also keeps us in the amygdala, the lower brain, the reactionary brain. So just by breathing properly, breathing in and out through the nose, that stimulates diaphragm breathing. Breathing in and out through the mouth stimulates upper chest breathing. So just by breathing in a way that down regulates our entire system. When our system down regulates, guess what? It pulls the mind with it. So when the mind is going, breathe in and out through the nose. Now there's a couple more things. Tongue is at the roof of the mouth, and we're exhaling twice as long as we're inhaling. There's all kinds of fancy breaths that we can go through, but this is the basic breath. This is the one that you do all day long, okay? See, every time you come into awareness, just check. Is my mouth closed? Is my tongue to the roof of my mouth? Am I emphasizing my exhale over my inhale? All of these things are contributing to managing the input, the stimulation, the overstimulation. I happened to look at YouTube this morning and or whatever, the news, my news feed. Don't do that. But if you do, come into the nose, or come into the breath through the nose, tongue to the roof of the mouth, exhale twice as long as your inhale. And your inhales are not big inhales, okay? So another important piece is we want our breaths to be mild. When we're breathing big, the body is expecting to have to do something big. So it's leaning back into sympathetic. Now we can take deep breaths. We are taught to take deep breaths, and we can, but those are upregulating breaths. We want to downregulate, especially as we're going into meditation. But all day throughout our day, if we can downregulate the body by conscious breathing, then it keeps the entire system, which is really led by the mind, from going over the top. Okay, so inhale, exhale through the nose into the diaphragm. That is kind of our key. Okay, and when we want to go into a meditation, let's use that breath as a place to focus. And then, like I said, I like to come into, bring my awareness down into the solar plexus. Okay. The reason I do that, that is where the diaphragm is attached in the front. By doing that, I get into the rhythm of the diaphragm. Now, guess what the diaphragm is doing? Or we have a very important autonomic nerve that goes right through the middle, a hole in the middle of our diaphragm. And that autonomic nerve is in charge of the rest and relax mode. It's in charge of digestion, relaxation, internal organs, bringing the blood flow and the attention back inside rather than being out in the extremities as the when your attention is in the fight or flight mode, then your energy is in your extremities. When you're calm, your energy is compact. It's internal. So by bringing your awareness to your diaphragm, you're at that place where the diaphragm is tickling, massaging, awakening this parasympathetic, the ventral vagal nerve. And it's in charge of the parasympathetic, the relax, the it's okay sensation. We build this it's okay sensation from the inside up rather than trying to get the mind to calm. Okay. Getting the mind to calm is like trying to hold on to the wind, as said Arjuna. So, why are we trying to hold on to the wind when we can be the wind, we can be the breath, we can bring the breath in, we can watch it, and we can let it go. We can watch it. We say we can let it go. It lets go on its own. You know, you cannot breathe yourself. Yourself is being breathed, okay? So it happens. No matter how long I try to hold my breath, the body's going to continue to breathe. I'm going to try. I could turn blue. I could pass out. As soon as I pass out, the body starts breathing on its own. Okay. So the body does what the body does. When I bring my awareness and my assistance into the body process of breathing and becoming conscious that I am assisting the process where the body calms itself, it's sending those signals all the way up into the brain. Guess what? The adrenals are closed off. They're shut off when you put your emphasis on the exhale, and you exhale longer than you inhale. So the adrenals are shut off. Oxygen becomes more easily transferable into your cells when you're breathing only in and out through the nose. The organs are affected more immediately. And guess who the first organ is to get affected? The brain. The brain is where we can actually begin to register some of these things. But what's fascinating is that when you're in reactionary brain, you're in the amygdala, you're in the sympathetic part of the brain. When we come into calmness, the blood flow opens up and you come into the hippocampus and the prefrontal, where you go from reactionary to observe and respond. Okay. So we're going to start with just simply observing. And as we become better at observing, our response is rooted in this base idea coming from the body that, hey, everything is okay. Okay? So that can be our entire meditation, is follow the breath in all the way down to the base of that diaphragm. And then I hold my attention here at my solar plexus and exhale. But as I exhale, I drop my shoulders down and away from the ears, and I feel this other sympathetic nerve stretch a little bit. When there's a little bit of a pull on it, it has to release, right? So when I'm tense, my shoulders are here. This nerve, this fight or flight nerve, is activating. When I'm bringing my attention here, the parasympathetic priority, the sympathetic response is, okay, I can let go. Okay, so I inhale, keep my attention in the solar plexus. As I exhale, I allow my shoulders to drop. When we're breathing in and out in sympathetic, it's oftentimes like this. It's up in the upper chest. When we're breathing in and out from the diaphragm, we are pulling the body down so that it relaxes. And we're bringing awareness, compacting awareness into the organs, into our center. Our energy is coming into our center. And we're not doing it mentally. Mentally, you're working, and maybe you're trying to fix things. The mental, this is really always pulling out. When we come in, it helps to bring the mental in. Let's not worry about the mental for the meditation. Okay? So anyway, I've given you a lot of information, but this whole time you could have been breathing, I hope you have been breathing, in and out through the nose, tongue to the roof of the mouth, lips gently closed, teeth just a small gap. So my breath is a nice gentle inhale with a much longer exhale. And I'm bringing attention in with the inhale. And I like to, maybe my attention starts to float up with the exhale. And then again with my inhale, I bring it back down. So I'm bringing it down into the solar plexus over and over. And then you can close your eyes, bring your awareness inside. And I like to keep my awareness deeper inside, down here at the solar plexus, so that I'm trying to perpetuate this space between the little chihuahua of the brain and this resting power of the animal body, okay, the animal self that has been part and parcel of all that is earth and planets and space and DNA and water and carbon, whatever, right? There is so much in the body that we don't even consider because we're too busy up here looking at the statement of the day and the outrage of the day. Let's come into the miracle that has been occurring for billions of years, not just hundreds, not just thousands, not just millions, but billions of years, trillions of years. It's geological. It's timeless, infinite. Okay. So I'm bringing my awareness. My eyes are closed. Well, my eyes are open. I'm going to be continuing to talk. I want to see, if you are watching this, we're not doing the meditation here. You're going to go off and do it as soon as you get the full instruction. But your awareness keeps being brought down into your solar plexus. I like to see the diaphragm. It connects around in the ribs. So the ribs are here, and it scoops up and then releases with each breath, and it's massaging that nerve. And so my awareness is here. I like to create a sense of a container that goes all the way from the bottom of my belly to maybe my lower scapula. And I place my awareness, my consciousness, my focus in the middle. I suspend it in the middle of this container. And I sort of see this container, oftentimes it's just sort of a clear, maybe a waxy, it almost looks like a milk jug, okay? Just something that gives you this sense of a container. And I feel the container expand, become tight, and then collapse a little bit. It doesn't completely collapse, it just does this. And I have my awareness pinned into the center of this expansion and collapse, this expansion and this relax, and that's it. I keep bringing my attention, if it seems to float out, back into the center of this container. This container gives me a sense of buffer. So when I keep my awareness in the middle of this container, it doesn't want to jump out, go through the container and back up here to check on what's going on quite as readily. Now, it can, from the middle of this container, hear echoes of what's going on up here. But it's not as loud from the center of this container. So that's the entire meditation, is keeping your focus in this container, suspended at a nice little safe space from the thoughts, the ideas that are coming along up here. And, we have so many wonderful ideas and so many great guidances and so much fantastic information coming through our intuition and all that. But let's recognize that not all of it is coming directly through the brain or coming directly through our senses. So much of it is coming through this being of a body that, like I mentioned, is part of the internal legacy of all the physical stuff that we see. Okay? All the physical stuff that we react to, that we respond to. And so when we put ourselves in that type of relation, we have a much, much, much more, a deeper, more control, more steadiness, anchor. So that's our meditation. We're going to stay in the container. We're going to start with maybe 5 or 6 breaths, not deep breaths. We're going to breathe lightly until we develop a sense of slight oxygen hunger. That's when we know that our breath is about right. And then from there, we follow the breath down to the diaphragm. We may start by feeling the belly rise and fall gently. We know, with all the information that I just gave you, that the systems of the body are working to compact. And then we bring our awareness, this focus, which isn't I of the brain, it's the I of the bigger self. the focus can go from the little eye to the expansive eye. And when we do that, we connect much deeper with our intuition, with all that ever has been and all that ever will be. And the little dramas that are going on during the day become much more manageable to the thinker eye. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much. Wow, it's exciting times. And come inside, learn to just watch from this protected space, this container within. And eventually you'll notice that you come out of even watching what's out there and only paying attention to what's in here. And the calm then drops another magnitude, and you feel waves of just warmth, of calm, of love, of wow, everything's okay. You feel held, you feel nurtured. So anyway, I've told you that that's it for like 2 minutes now, but this really is it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful meditation. 10 to 20 minutes is plenty. Be aware, keep your time window open. If you really get into it, you could be there for an hour and not recognize it, okay? So, everyone, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you again. Please like and subscribe. I'm doing these, in this time because I feel like it's a good thing. And at this point, maybe 2 or 3 people are watching. Let's get that up to 10 or 12, 40, 100. All right. Bye-bye.